Inventory hits 6,000 units for sale. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Big John Peterson here, Remax Realty Professionals. Welcome to the Market Minute for April 25th, 2025. And the big question is, now that we've hit 6,000 units in inventory, what does that really mean? So let's take a look at some of these numbers, some of the background, put it in context, because it really depends. All right, let's take a look here. So last week, there were 789 new listings with 459 sales. Now, remember, we're just coming out of Easter long weekend, so the number of sales is going to be down a little bit. Also, please put this in context. We have a little bit of uncertainty around federal election coming up next week. So there are some people that are just sitting back and kind of waiting to see what happens with this election coming on April 28th. So don't let any of these numbers surprise you, concern you, because this may be just a temporary blip in our market. We're going to have to take a look to see if it's an actual trend or not. So there's 102 pending sales that came back onto the market. So we're still seeing that trend where there's about 1 in 5, 1 in 4.5, 1 in 5 deals that are failing. We've created a checklist for all of you that are either looking to buy or sell. A real quick checklist of things that you should be looking for to give your purchase or your sale a higher probability of completing. So if you'd like that information, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to provide it to you. 583 price reductions in the last week. So we're sitting about 6,000 units in inventory, 583 price reductions. So about 1 in 10% of the inventory is being price reduced. Now, that doesn't mean prices are falling. It means they're stabilizing. So when you're looking at pricing your property, when you're looking at purchasing something, really important to understand the market conditions, because the market conditions have changed. This is not the market of 6 months ago. Definitely not the market of a year ago. We have almost double the amount of inventory, actually a little bit more than double the amount of inventory that we had this same point in time last year. And again, it's not a bad thing. A little bit of stability and a little bit of normalization is a good, healthy thing for our market. 263 properties that came off the market unsold. We'll probably see that number pop up a little bit higher at the end of the month with properties expiring and things like that. But again, this is normal. So don't let it concern you. 6,017 is the inventory count as of Friday the 25th. So when we are taking a look at that, yes, inventory is increasing. There's a few factors playing into all of this right now. Time of year being Easter weekend. So this week there will be a few less sales, but also federal election coming up. That is creating a bit of uncertainty. Whatever the result of the election is next week, we're going to see things getting back to normal. Let's just take a quick look at where we are at for months of supply in the market. We're seeing these numbers have popped up a little bit. Higher inventory, fewer sales. So these numbers have popped up a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what happens over the coming weeks. Overall, 3.3 months worth of supply in the market. If you remember a year ago, we were seeing in general there was about 1 month worth of supply in the market. A month ago, we were seeing that number was just over 2 months of supply in the market. Again, I think these numbers have just popped up a little bit because the inventory continues to rise, but also we have a temporary, over the last week, decrease in the number of sales occurring. Once those sales come up a little bit, I think we'll see these numbers will come down into the mid two range, like 2.5 months worth of supply, which represents a really good, well-functioning market. When you look at detached homes, 3.1 months worth of supply in the market. Your townhome row homes, 3.8 months worth of supply. Half duplexes, those semi-detached properties, 3.4 months worth of supply, and apartment style condominiums, 3.3 months worth of supply. So again, nothing to be concerned about, but there's a couple of real important takeaways. One, you got to know what's happening in the community you're looking to sell in or buy in. If you need details, please reach out to us. We can provide all that detailed information to you. The niche you're operating in is extraordinarily important. And after 27 years of being in the business, we know how to get that information to you and how to help make sense of it all. Also, what you've got is you've got to make sure that you understand the options that are out there, because now there's more options available for people to purchase, more competition when you're selling your home than there has been over the last few years. So it's important to understand that. Get a customized marketing strategy if you're selling. Talk to a professional about what that strategy is for buying so that you understand how to make the purchase experience a rewarding one in this market. Homesaleprices.ca will give you a quick, instant, rough idea on the market. But if you are looking for some more detail, we're happy to provide that to you. Take care. Any questions, please reach out. That's what we're here for.